Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and this is episode number 3 of a brand new live stream series called Visions, where I sit down with a collector for about an hour and discuss the past, the present and the future of their collecting journey. So this one is a bit of a special one. Instead of one collector, we have two different collectors. So we'll finally get to the bottom of the answer is it Dan or is it Dre? So we've got the two of them here together. I'm not sure if anyone has ever messaged 6 Scale Reviews before on Instagram or maybe responded to a comment, but I think everyone has definitely asked them, is this Dan or Dre? And if they had $1 for every time they could ask that question, I'm sure they'll be able to afford a lot more hot toys. So we're going to bring them in one at a time here. Dan, how are you?
Oh, what's up, man? What's up, Shane? Yeah, I'm great, man. How are you on this fine morning in California?
Well, it's about 6 o'clock here, which explains the beer. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks very much for agreeing to do this, and it's great to get both yourself, Dan, and Dre here. How are you? He doesn't talk much.
He's talking about you, Dre.
I'm doing good, Shane. Yeah, sorry, I don't
Oh,
know
did I
what
say
happened.
Nah, I think you said Dre.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I got kicked out, but anyways, yeah, glad to be here, Shane. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dan for being here with me. Yeah, thanks for having us both. Appreciate
No,
it.
man, no problem. I really enjoy it. It's probably like one of my favorite. I've only started live streaming recently, but this is like one of my favorite shows because it's just all about like the collector, or in this case, collectors you bring on. And I think people like to hear about those conversations, about where it all started, because we probably all, had that situation where we like a particular movie or particular trilogy and see a character, and next thing you see these images of this 6 scale figure going, how is that not real? It just, the head sculpts are so good. And you tell yourself, God, I can't afford that. That's like $200. I can't pay that. And then you do. And you're like, right, that's it. But we're lying to ourselves. So I really want to get to the bottom of that. So really quickly, I'm just going to address some of the comments in the chat, and then we'll start off with the past. So we have about 60 in the chat. Thanks very much for everyone for being here. We have Commander Gree, Figurassic Park. Again, I say it every time he's here. But if you haven't checked out this guy's photography on Instagram, it is amazing. The imagination.
He's great.
I've seen him.
Yeah,
So good.
great.
So good. It's mind blowing. And in fairness, he stands out in a kind of on Instagram for figure photography. He stands out among a lot of other talented photographers. So that's kind of makes it extra special. Bob Dylan, never heard of him. Bob Dylan's in the chat as well. Yeah. He sent me something last night, and I don't want to spoil the surprise, but if you're not doing anything in about 2 hours' time, episode 4 is with Leia. I'm doing 2 episodes in a row today, and Bob Dylan sent me a lovely gem there that I'm going to use in that particular live stream. Renz, have you seen this guy's art?
Yeah,
amazing,
really
artist.
good.
Yeah, and a really consistent.
The likeness,
staple.
man, that he gets.
So good.
Yeah.
Blitz is in the house as well, another staple. Commander Gree, Bob Dylan, DT Artman, Knights of Ren, Freezy's Figures. What a 2 crew. Good morning, afternoon, evening. This reminds me of the Truman Show. Dan and Dre 2-pack. Yeah. We got the full deal today. Good stuff. Yeah. Attention seeking geek. Geek even. So this is Ben. So be on Collector's Lounge. If you haven't followed Attention Seeking Geek on YouTube, definitely check it out. He does a weekly Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we'll be doing, I believe, a She-Hulk and an Andor review show as well. Figurassic Park again. Another great episode. So he's putting pressure on us right from the start. William Owens, another statement of the collecting community. Dragon Jedi, I think we're pretty much up to date. So just before we go into the past of the collecting, just really quickly, I'm going to do a shameless plug. So according to data analysis on the 1/6 Figure Focus YouTube channel, out of all the watch hours I've had
Called
so
him
far,
out.
Yeah, I'm calling them out. Yeah.
How dare they?
Out of all the watch time that I get, basically 34.7%, about a third of them comes from people who actually subscribe, and then the other 2/3 watched one video, decided they didn't like me or my accent, and good luck. But if you're in the chat and you haven't subscribed, I really do appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button, and the same with 6 Scale Reviews. So we're going to kick it off because they're not here to talk about or listen to me talk. They're here to listen to you talk. So I'll ask you to start off. We're just going to delve into the past of your collecting journey. So just a few things. Maybe everyone would like to hear your very, very first hot toy. How did you feel about the price? How did you react? What was it? Who did you buy it from? Are you still buying from that retailer or Hong Kong reseller or whoever it is? So anyone wants to go first?
I'll let Dre go first, man. Yeah, he's the more veteran collector than I. So
you're throwing him under the
so-
bus because you don't know what you're going to say yet.
So the very first hot toy, yeah, my very first hot toy was I don't know what the DX number it was, but it was the Bank Robber Joker, the 2.0.
Nice.
That was my very first hot toys. Where I got it from eBay. I got it secondhand. Reason being because I was really hesitant about getting my first 6-scale figure because of the price. Back then I was into the 12 scale game, so I wasn't too sure if I really wanted to get into it because I knew these things looked sick and already having an addiction at 12 scale, you know what I mean?
I love the way you call it an addiction, straight out, man.
Yeah, straight up, because I was just thinking, damn, is this going to be the new thing? And then here we are. But I got it from secondhand. I got it secondhand, so I don't get buy from that seller anymore. I got it at a good deal. I mean, considering what he was going for, back then. This is quite a bit ago. I think I got him for less than 200, for that DX. And I got him in pretty good condition. And he's still, I still have him, but the body doesn't compare. It's one of those older single jointed bodies, and
yeah,
they definitely need to do a 3.0, I think, because I had the 2.0, and I know they did a 1.0 already. And at that point, I really enjoyed the Dark Knight, and I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to spend almost $200, right? Because this was all new to me. What figure or what character, do I connect with the most? Like, that stands out to me that I wouldn't mind waking up and seeing that figure and be like, okay, it was worth it. And at that time, Heath Ledger's Joker was just iconic, and he still is. So that was my choice, and I guess that was the reasoning behind picking him as my first hot toy. But yeah, that's what started it all.
And it was eBay. I love the story because it's just like, when I watched your, if you haven't checked out or subscribed to 6-scale reviews on YouTube, do it. And a good starting point, whether you like the Dark Knight or not, particularly if you like the Dark Knight, is look at their DX19 review. The opening 5 seconds, it's just a very simple character pose, and it just, like, I was waiting on these things. I ordered 2 of these, and I watched every single unboxing, every single review, everything. And I just that one, my main concern was the capes, because they can't do capes. Yeah. I had a theory, though, if you posed it nice and neat here so it doesn't gather, and don't try to drape it over the shoulder, that it would look really, really well. And that's exactly what you did. The stance was just really natural looking. The grapple gun, I think you had 1 foot up on the top step, another foot down lower. Those little details, that's what makes it look natural. And I absolutely love that. So if you're a Dark Knight fan, start off with that video. You will click the subscribe button. And I love the story as well, because you're right. If this is your one shot, which now you were kidding yourself at the time, Dre, yeah?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Heath Ledger's Joker, iconic character from an iconic movie, from an iconic actor, and it's what a scene. So thanks for that. And now over to Dan.
Oh man. Yeah, actually, man, Dre's actually the one that kind of got me into the 6-scale collecting game. I remember it was probably about like 5-6 years ago when I first saw what a Hot Toys was, and it was in Dre's Dre's collection. And I was like, because as Dre said, he had a bunch of like 112 like figures. He had them all. You know, he had some really cool ones, especially like some Star Wars ones. And like he was just showing me them, and then I seen the bigger one. It was the Heath Ledger Joker. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "That's kind of cool." And then explained what it was, and he told me how much they went for, and I was like, "Dude, that's fucking crazy." I was like, $200 for a 6 scale? Nah, no way. And like and I was looking at them ever since that day. Just looking at them on Sideshow, and yeah, I was just looking at them, and like slowly, day by day, I was just getting convinced. Like, damn, I think it's gonna be worth it. And then I just couldn't get over that price range though. That's what was the number one thing stopping me until the day I ordered John Wick, the John Wick Hot Toys for pre-order. It was up on pre-order. I can't even remember the year, but when that thing first got announced, I pretty much pre-ordered it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks after that. And that was my first 6 scale figure, John Wick. I don't remember how much I got it for. I think it was like 230 or 240, something like that.
That's a dream of a price now, isn't it?
Yeah. John Wick, honestly, still one of my favorite figures in my collection, man. Well, the very first one I ever ordered, this Obi-Wan was the second on pre-order. Because as soon as I saw that go up, I was like, "Oh,
that's Revenge of the Sith, is it?"
Revenge of the Sith, yeah.
And that one's creeping up.
That was an instant pre-order for me. This is when I first started collecting, so I don't really pre-order now, but yeah, man, John Wick, I got it from Sideshow, 230, whatever it was, and I thought it was gonna be the only one too until I saw this guy go up, and then I saw Darkside Anakin come up, for pre-order, and I was just like, oh, I'm screwed, man. I knew right then and there, like my wallet was gonna be hurting for the next, who knows how long I'm gonna be collecting for, but yeah, John Wick, one of my favorite figures, still in my collection. I don't think I'm ever gonna sell it. This is that sentimental value I have for it is just, I don't know, man. I just can't do it. But,
and was that John Wick 2? Was it the John Wick from Yeah, because that's one I definitely did consider. I had it in the cart a few times, and like it's I do like the trilogy. I think the first one for me is the best. Like
I agree. Yeah,
I just it's a lot of action movies that are just action movies. I tend not to watch because I just think they're all action and no story, no brain candy, and I tend not to watch them. But I really, really liked the setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a man with the skills. He can do said things. And then the fact that his wife dies, and the dog.
That's what did it.
That guy, that spoiled little Russian kid who the way he plays the part so well that you just hate him. And then the setup is so good. The setup, it's like Batman Begins, the first hour, you wouldn't know it's a Batman film, but that first hour is vital to like laying the foundations for the trilogy. In the same way that I love Breaking Bad, but man, that first season is so slow but so necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I had never pulled the trigger on that John Wick, but you can still get him. He's floating around.
He's floating around. Yeah, he's not going for
I still need him too.
Yeah. He's not going for a crazy amount right now. I think you can probably get him for like maybe less than 300, if you find a good deal. But he usually goes for about like 325, 310, something like that. That's what I've seen lately. I don't know.
And he comes with kind of everything but the kitchen sink, really. He even comes with the pencil. Would that be right?
Yeah, he comes with the pencil. The pencil, like brilliant. Dude, like eight weapons, magazines. The only thing I can even like, it's even a stretch. The only thing that I could say they could have improved on is adding the holsters, because he wears the belt in that movie.
Oh yeah,
with all
so he doesn't have the holster.
No, he doesn't have any holsters to put any of the guns on him. And how he holds the shotgun shells, all that stuff. But there's a really cool there's a lot of few custom makers out there like Crow Customs, Crow.Customs on Instagram. He makes really good ones. I still haven't bought one yet, but they look incredible. for the John Wick figures. And yeah, man, it's a phenomenal figure. People kind of hate on the head sculpt. I think it looks pretty good for what it is. But
yeah, I think we've got so spoiled, haven't we?
yeah.
Like we really have got so spoiled. If that was the first one you saw, you'd be like, "That's Keanu Reeves."
That's exactly my thoughts, man. I was
but
like,
then now the problem is it's not really a problem. It's like a first world problem. They're getting so much better. The sculptors are literally getting better that they reset the bar higher and higher and higher every time they do a good sculpt. Look at Tamora Morrison sculpt on the Boba Robot 2-pack. Look at the prototypes for Cosca Reeves. Like, look at the likes of Tarkin or Krennic. They're getting better and better.
Yeah.
So it's all, I suppose, all relative, really. So it's amazing. And when did you actually purchase that? When did you have it in hand, Dan?
I got it in hand. I don't know. This is when Hot Toys was doing like only like a year for figures to come out, little or sub a year.
Yeah.
Like So when I first started collecting, like I thought just like everybody else when they first started, I thought this thing was gonna like come out in like a month or two, but I found out pretty quickly. I don't remember the year. It was probably like 2018 is when I first when I got it in hand. It was in my hands in 2018. And yeah, I just remember that feeling, man, that Hot Toy smell when you open the box. And just I don't know, man. I don't think I'm never gonna forget that feeling of first opening that box, and I was just like, dude, this thing is so. You just know you're not going back after that. So
you have something in that. Not only do you like the source material for and the character for, but you also have it's the packaging, the smell, the accessories. It is something that is of it's tasteful. It's high end. It's like that even again, going back to DX19. I know the DX is a separate kettle of fish. It's a different lane, but the foam and everything, it's like the care that goes into it.
Yeah,
it's it definitely has something.
It feels a lot better. Yeah.
And Dre, when did you you obviously you were in the game longer then. When did you get that first one, that Joker?
I don't know. I didn't get it when it released. I think I might have got it like a year after. And I don't even remember the year that figure came out. I want to say
I was like in high school still, bro. It was a while ago.
I don't know. Yeah, it's been a long time. So sorry, guys. I can't, give you a specific year, but
okay, we're gonna have to remove you from the stream. No, that's all right, man. It's all the years, especially the last few years, have absolutely blurred into each other, like So it's
yeah.
After that's just happened. All right, we got the first, just in case people in the chat, just in case it's your first time watching an episode of Visions. Throughout the course of the hour, when we explore the past, the present, and the future of the collecting journey, we also have 5 focus questions. These are a bank of questions that I put together, and then I tend to just pick tailor. Some questions are the same. There's one question I always finish with, but some questions are the same, some are different. The first question is tailored specifically for Dan and Dre. I'm getting the impression that you actually know each other in real life outside of the internet, inside of YouTube. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how did you guys actually meet, and how did you like decide we're going to start a YouTube channel about 6-scale collecting, and how long has your channel been running for?
Do you want to answer that, Dre?
Sure. So Dan is my cousin. He's my younger cousin, and I've known Dan, pretty much his whole life.
So you have loads of dirt on Dan, then? That was what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably, and him on me as well, I gotta say. But I think it was Dan's idea. I think he's, we kind of mentioned it, together. Like once I saw that his like figure game was like, going up, I was like, wow, this guy's, he's really into it. That's cool. So it's also kind of nice to have somebody else, close to me that was actually in the hobby, because for a long time I did it, by myself, and then I had other friends too, that actually collected, but never anyone in my family. So it was kind of nice to, have someone close to me, and we can talk about this shit. And sorry for my language. And you know, Dan came up with the idea of. Go ahead, Shane.
Oh no, I was just saying because it's interesting you say that, because if you try to, like, we're obviously something drops or something releases, or you get something in and you take a photo you like, and you're like, this is amazing, but no one else will get that.
No,
Only
exactly.
another collector. So
yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Oh, so no, I was just gonna say that it was Dan's idea. I think he kept like talking about it. Like, we kind of sprinkled the idea too. Like I was like, yeah, we probably should, but I would say Dan was the one that actually put it into gear and started like I don't know if he came up with the IG first. I think it was the IG first.
Yeah.
He came up with the Instagram first,
Yeah.
and then the YouTube channel came next. But I want to say, yeah, it was up to him because he actually put it into motion to get where we're at right now.
So he was the Padawan collector, but he's like Anakin. He's aggressive. He wants things done now, and then suddenly you have a YouTube channel. And would I be right in saying that you're well past 1,000 now? Would that be correct?
Yeah, we're almost at 2, man.
2,000. How many more? Like, how many more? How far off? I have to check. Do you know offhand?
It was like last time I checked, it was like 820 something. 823 is what we're at right now.
823. So what's that? Another 177. Like that's you're closing that gap. So, and how long have you been a channel for?
Well, like a year and a couple months. I mean, honestly, man, like we were tackling the Instagram first. That was big for us because we really started Instagram like in January, like last year. Right? Yeah, last year. And then I mean, yeah, we didn't really start thinking about putting YouTube videos out. Like we had the channel and everything made, but nothing really came of it until like, I don't know. I didn't post my first video until like maybe like March or April last year. So I don't know, however you want to call it. The idea has been born since, for about a year and a half. But
so March last year you had your first video, and now we're in June now. So even if we include March and June, that's 12. That's 16 months, and you're nearly at 2K.
Yeah,
that's very impressive. I think that is very impressive. Like, I actually have a second YouTube channel, but it's all about Bitcoin, and I find it's very hard to get subs on that because it's such a niche. It's such a niche topic, and a lot of people still don't understand it, and a lot of people still think it's a scam. And it's funny, you get more views when the price has gone up because every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to know what it is, how you buy it. But then like when days like today or like the last 7 months in the bear market, no one cares. Like, so it's like the price goes up and the views just dissipate. Like, but that's very impressive. So 16 months and you're at like nearly 2K. That's brilliant. That worked out perfectly. I liked the way I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Like, what were you saying? Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's not by just us, by the way. There's a lot of people that helped us, get our names out there, like Collecting Weekly. Even Lael, he had quite a bit of following already. By the time we started, even like popping in live streams. So shout out to Collecting Weekly and all those guys over there because they really kind of put our name out there. And they've continued to do so with all these new content creators, man. And Collecting Weekly, bro, like they're cool guys, man. And so is Lael. Lael's, like he's a big supporter of everybody, and
100%.
He's definitely helped us out. So
the collecting community is 99% good. The toxic people, unfortunately, they're in the minority, but often they're louder than the majority. That's just the way it is. Like bad news gets more airtime a lot of the time. But you're right. The Collecting Weekly, I did reach out to Zach in the early days of the channel for some advice, and he gave me some very, very solid advice. He also put me in touch with OFAC, the Only Fools in Collecting, their English streaming
English
channel.
side,
and I've been on there a few times. They're really nice guys, Ian and Pete. And of course, Lael, then I was just in here like one day. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and Will Foxification was streaming a bit early because I know they didn't want to people want to watch the Super Bowl. Which meant I could listen to it in real time instead of rewind. And he, give me a shout out, and Lael shut the show down, goes, follow this guy. And then the sub started, and then people started asking me in the stream, stuff like that. And you're right. It's a very, the collecting community helps each other out, I think. It is because it's such a niche hobby, really.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty right. Now, you're not getting away with that question. So I want to know, now you don't have to tell me if like you have a super secret source that you get your figures from, and you don't want to, you don't have to tell me like the specific name, but who do you, a lot of people start off when they buy from Sideshow.
Yeah.
If you were collecting, like myself, like a lot of people think like I'm a brand new collector. I got my first hot toy in 2009, but then I took a big gap until about maybe 2017. But back then I had to go to eBay, kind of like Dre with the bank robber Joker. And I want to know, like, Sideshow, do you are they your go-to? Like, I still buy off them. I buy off a lot of different people, but like I started off purely buying from them, and then I whittled it down, going, I can get a better deal here and here. And I started kind of like playing the other companies and cross-checking everything to get the cheapest price. So I suppose there's two questions for both of you. Is Sideshow your go-to? And if not, like, who is your go-to trustworthy seller or reseller? Do you want to start off, Dre?
Yeah, sure. First of all, Sideshow is not my go-to. And I honestly, I want to say, Shane, I'm just like you, man. I know you're all about the no loyalty, and I'm right there with you, man. Like, I really don't care where the figure comes from, as long as I get it for the right price, man. When you collect, as long as I think we all have here, money is a big issue, and like, saving a few dollars here and there, it really helps. And then sometimes, you just can't wait, and you pick up a figure overseas, especially in our case, because we're here in the States, and you end up spending a little more. So for me right now, it depends on the figure, like how I collect. That kind of determines like what kind of connection I have with the figure. If this is a figure I've been anticipating, if this is an iconic character to me, like, there's a lot of criteria what determines, I guess, for myself, what a day one is. So if it's a day one, right now I'm getting my stuff from Toys Wonderland, or sometimes eBay, because there's some
that's a dirty word, Toys Wonderland.
Good.
My God.
Oh man, I know. I know it carries.
Gonna burn at the stake.
No, it's all right, man. I say it it's like Voldemort. I was like, no, just say it like.
I don't, and I don't want to be negative or anything. I don't see the hate with Toys Wonderland. I personally have never had any issues with them, so they'll continue to, like, unless actually I did have one issue, but they actually corrected the issue, and hooked me up with like a hefty like percentage too. So their customer service is pretty great from my experience. But anyways,
I think you're probably the first American that I've ever heard say that about them.
Really?
Yeah, I genuinely think, because I find people from, like, a lot of the time Europe and even Australia and stuff, like maybe it's because they're a bit closer to Hong Kong. Maybe maybe the shipping costs aren't as bad. But I find typically Americans like, nope. But like, I would completely agree with you. I've never had a bad experience with them. Or we're actually in the same boat. I had one bad experience, but I don't count it as a bad experience because they rectified it. Yeah. They still got me what I wanted, and they said, here's the 20%, which I held on to. I put that ace right up my sleeve, and I waited, because I wasn't using that as a trooper. I put that 20% and applied it to it was a big order. It was Batpod DX19, Ahsoka Tano, and Grogu, and the Boba Roba 2-pack, and wiped 20% off that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what your shipping costs are, you're still winning. I will say, though, I did pre-order something about 2 weeks ago for the first time in a long time, because I'm thinking, okay, no one's really dopoing or pre-ordering now, but there's still things I know that I'm 100% going to get. So I was like, right, what's the most expensive thing that you want that you haven't ordered that you're going to get? and it was the Batman and Bat Signal from the new Batman movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's going to happen. Now, do you really want to wait until it comes out and then go, God, I got to pay $500, $600 for that?
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? Look, I'll pay off a chunk of it now. I'll put it on a payment plan.
That's exactly what I did.
Cheapest.
Yeah.
Toys One, and I had it for $415. I think it's $515 or something like that on.
Yep.
Now, then after I ordered it, I looked at the shipping costs and I was like, okay, I know that they're usually about $60, $70 maybe, but it was like $185 what they're listing it for. And I was like, no, that's ridiculous. I'm not. That's not happening. Like, so I think they have cheaper shipping costs where it takes a bit longer. And I'm like, we're going to wait 18 months. What's another month? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Like for me, I don't know. I'm weird. Like if it's a character, like I said, if it's something that I need in my collection right now, I'm gonna go Toys Wonderland or somewhere overseas. But most likely Toys Wonderland. And if it's something that I can wait for, I know I can wait. Then I'll just go to Sideshow because I'm in San Francisco, so it only takes me. I'll get the figure from Sideshow in literally 2 days because I think they're down in SoCal in Southern California. So if it's something that I can wait till Sideshow releases, I'll grab it from there. And if it's something that I can't wait, Toys Wonderland is probably going to be it. I honestly just picked up that Justice League 2-pack, that Batman, the Dark Knight, the Nightmare Batman, and the Black Suit Superman, and I couldn't wait for it. And then I compared prices, right? And literally, I'm only going to be paying like $10 more if I would wait for Sideshow, and I can get the figure now, which I don't know when Sideshow is going to, distribute them. But they released like a review video on it already. So I don't know how Sideshow works, and I don't really care. Whatever. What's up, 1-6?
What up, Marco?
But yeah, for that 2-pack, I knew I couldn't wait. So I'd rather pay $10 to $20 more than what I would pay from Sideshow. But if I can get the figure 3 months in advance, like why not? It's a no-brainer,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there seems to be like with them, there seems to be two advantages. Like they're getting it quicker, and a lot of the time you're doing it cheaper. I wouldn't really go first batch with them. I'd usually go second batch, put on the payment plan. It usually works out cheaper. And then even with their shipping, with the second batch is cheaper anyway. Their second batch tends to drop when Sideshow gets the first batch. But I know now Sideshow are making effort into narrowing that gap. They're getting things quicker and they're getting them out quicker, which is great to see. So now I think their next move is probably Toys Wonderland are going to have to sort out the shipping costs, and that's the only way. If people are getting it from Sideshow quick, that takes out one of Toys Wonderland's trump cards, so they're going to have to do something different. They're going to have to make more competitive prices because they're Trooper game. I'm a Trooper collector, but I don't tend to pre-order Troopers. Yeah, I tend to wait, and then when they offer something, the transport trooper for 140, yoink.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that with Lando. When Sideshow got it, TW dropped it to like 170 or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Plus, there's coupons out there. TW is great with the reward points. And I'm not trying to vouch for them. I'm not trying to vouch for them.
It's true.
Go for the steals, man.
I'm just trying to save money, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's what's wrong with saving a few bucks here? I don't really look at it like, oh my god, like domestic, foreign, like who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Walmart's a fine company, but
buy it wherever you want.
Yeah, I like your attitude. I find it really funny when people get emotional because you don't buy off the retailer that they want you to buy them off. Like, it seems to be a bit of an echo chamber. One person has a bad experience, and instead of going to customer service, they go straight to Facebook or whatever, and then 5 people repeat that as if it's their own experience.
Exactly.
It's like it's
weird.
Exactly what you said. If they know other certain people
and
are
they say,
affiliated,
"Oh, this happened to me."
Certain,
It has to be true. I heard it off my neighbor's fish. No, it's not true. You just like it's ridiculous. It's like all the FUD around the time of the pandemic, and stuff. It was like people were. It was just awful. Like, But just gonna check in. I'm just flicking some comments up as well. I don't think there's any questions there, but we have like Riley, we have DT Artman, we've got William Owens, we've Marco from 16Fix. We've got Ben, the Attention Seeking Geek, the Empire Strikes again. I think he actually was hacked recently, and he had to start up his Instagram, I believe, kind of like Moz. Moz got done as well, unfortunately. But Time Worker Toys and Collectibles has helped me out. Are they a retailer? Yeah, I've never
heard of them.
Never used them. Must be checking them out. Another one, V Store Toys, based in Malaysia. They had the Snowspeeder Luke for $222. That's pretty insane. Because last night we did episode 1. Well, apparently people have bought from them, you know. But
really? Okay.
Yeah, because last night we did like episode 1 of No Loyalty, and we had a panel, and I had like 20 different Star Wars figures on a chart labeled 1 to 20, and we just did a random number generator and picked out whatever figure it landed on. We had to go and try to hunt and, you know, check the price at Sideshow and Toys Wonderland and eBay and everything. And the cheapest we found it for was $222, I think it was. It was some guy in the chat, but it was very impressive. Now, Grand Moff Tarkin and Vader, on the other hand, the cheapest we found it for was like $1,300 or something disturbing like that.
Whoa.
But, insane. No, but all right. So seeing as Dan has,
I think Dan's having some issues right now. Yeah, I think he just sent me a message.
Cool. That's no problem. What we can do is we move on to the present anyway. So you started off, you went to eBay, you got welcome back, Dan.
I'm back. Sorry guys. I totally forgot my laptop was dying.
No, you're okay. I do that the whole time as well. I actually run the ring light and everything through it, so it's my laptop isn't actually charging while I'm streaming because I have 2 ports, one for the mic, and I just tend to use this one for the ring light. But just have to make sure everything's charged up. But I forget from time to time that I've booted myself out of streams. So we just moved on to present with Dan, and basically, I know that you started off with that John Wick back in 2018, and then Dre from eBay got the Bank Robber Joker a few years prior. So that's how it started. So this whole show is basically that meme, how it started, how it's going, and then we're going to add on where it will go. The Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future. So right now, where are you at? Do you have any quarter scales? Are you delving into the statue game? Is it all 6 scales? Is it do you do third parties? Where are you at now? Do you know your number? What's the body count, folks? You know.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, to answer your questions, yeah, man. I'm getting into. I mean, I've always been into other stuff too. I have a bunch of third party figures. And yeah, I got a few statues on the way as well, man. I just feel like, for me personally, a couple of statues will really kind of bring that centerpiece, in my collection. And, for me, I'm going to be super picky about statues. And yeah, man, I mean, most people would probably know, my favorite character is Batman. And, I had to get, a Batman statue in my collection that it was a must for me. And also, I have a Nightwing, on the way as well. Hush Prime 1 Nightwing on the way, and man, that thing is just beautiful. I can't wait. And then in terms of body count, dude, man, I can't even really remember off the top of my head, bro. It's probably at least 60, and that's not even including the ones a couple that I have for sale. So yeah, man, I have probably about 60. I know it's not crazy because there's guys like Lael that have 200 or whatever. That's insane to me. But
Lael has 200 DTOFs though.
He's got the entire
he's
IKEA
the
warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. He's the reason why DTOFs are so hard to get. Yeah,
1/6 glass man.
Yeah,
glass man. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, he 1/6 glass man. That's good. So you're in around 60.
Yeah, I'm around 60 figures in total. But I've sold a few pre-orders. Not many. This is kind of one of those things too. I kind of wanted to talk about before I I really kicked myself out. Is like, all right, so I don't really pre-order, right? But it depends. Like, so a lot of people always ask me in like my comments, like in the videos, like, oh, how did you, where'd you get this from? How'd you get it so fast? Like, did you pay so much extra? And you guys know because you guys order from the Devil's Workshop, apparently. Some people coin it. Man, I figured.
Sorry, Dan. I just have to correct you there. It wasn't some people. It was me. I said it one day on Collector's Lounge, and it took legs, and I've never been so happy. But I still use them because I say it ironically. I don't have an issue with them.
Oh yeah,
I use them. They're not perfect, but you get it cheap. And myself and Dre, we're literally in the same.
Yeah, we get it. We know why you say it.
I'm so happy the way you actually say that, though.
It's a great coin, though. Yeah, the Devil's.
Sorry, go on, Dan.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, so I figured out, man, like if I pre-order a figure, let's say like we know WandaVision, Scarlet Witch is coming soon. All right, she's gonna be probably dropping within the next month or so. If you pre-order now, you get, whatever, do your payment plan, paying for or whatever. If you really want her day one, she's kind of expensive still, but the way I look at things on Toys Wonderland is like it's pretty easy to figure out how to get the cheapest fucking deal on there, man. If you like this Luke, Snowspeeder Luke, I got him for like 310 shipped, and then the day it dropped, the thing went up to like 380 or whatever.
Heard that, yeah.
So like, if you pre-order like a little bit before, or maybe even like just kind of time your pre-order with them, like you can really get a really good deal with them, man. You can really like get it for cheaper, because on Sideshow, how much is this guy going for with 285 plus shipping and tax? Is probably about 325, 330 roughly, depending on where you live.
And I have a question for you. Like, when I order from a legitimate company, like they've got to fill out a tariff, and that means I get stung for import charges, customs charge. Do you get stung for customs as well?
No.
So, and do you avoid paying tax on it if you get it from the Devil's Workshop?
No.
No.
No, we still pay tax on it.
We still pay tax.
Yeah. It's just not as high.
Right. So there is more advantages then for you.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because Sideshow, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Okay. So Prime 1 statue. Dude, the tax on the Batman I have on on order, the tax on that thing is like $130, $140, just tax alone. And then so like, let's say if I wanted to order that from like Spec Fiction, I don't think the tax will be as high. Or you can even order statues on Toys Wonderland. You can look and check, and the tax is nowhere near to that. It really just depends as well. But Sideshow typically has higher tax for me, just because we live in California, and everything's already fucking expensive here. So
yeah. And do you you said you ordered the Batman and Signal? You ordered that, and did you go T-dubs for that as well, or?
Yeah.
And the price was significantly cheaper. I know that the shipping won't be, but you went. Did you go payment plan or?
I went payment plan. So like with them, I did the 12 month, the partially 12 month.
The same. I like chipping away.
Yeah, it's just easier.
Yeah, it is.
At least for big purchases like that, in my opinion.
Yeah,
big purchases, like, dude, I'm not gonna me personally, like, I'm kind of like weird. Like, I don't know. I feel guilty just dropping $500 like just instantly. Like it bothers me a little bit. But I mean, it's part of the game, whatever. But like, if I don't have to do that, I'm gonna try not to.
I wouldn't feel guilty about that at all. Big companies, like multi-million-dollar companies, do this every day. It's about staying liquid, isn't it? Like, you drop your 500, you've no cash then for, you know what I mean? Whereas if you're tipping $30, you can still afford to eat out or go to the cinema.
No, exactly. It's like
smarter. It is smarter.
Yeah, it's like. And then some people, I've heard other collectors and say payment plans are stupid. Well, it just really depends on what application you're using it for, man. Like not everybody has $1,500 to drop on a statue the day it releases. You know, like not everybody has, you know, $515 for the, you know, Nightmare 2-pack to just drop on an instant. You know, I feel like payment plans are pretty useful, you know, for like the average person, man. Like not everybody's, you know, not all of us are rich.
Yeah,
And
I think that attitude is a lack of empathy and seeing things from another point of view.
yeah,
They might be
yeah,
stupid for that person. They might be. It's not
yeah,
stupid. It might be wrong for that person.
yeah.
Like perspective is.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
You
it's
know.
like, you know, I've
Yeah.
heard some people say like, oh, like, you know, if you don't have this and this and this first before you start collecting, you shouldn't be collecting. I've heard stupid shit like that's a
I
dumb
remember my
mindset.
first month in collecting.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, we've all heard that stupid shit, and like, you know, to the people out there, it's like, man, don't listen. You shouldn't really listen to anybody in terms of,
No.
you know, your own financial advice. You know,
Yeah.
it's your money. You know, you should
Are they going to go to your job and do your work for you?
exactly. So
Exactly.
Ignore
you know,
that. That's immaturity, I think,
yeah,
definitely.
because I see people like, you know, doing that or saying this stuff, and then people are taking it to heart. Like, but nah, man. Payment plans, I feel especially with big purchases for me, just makes sense, man. It just makes sense. You know,
Cool.
like
No, I definitely agree with you.
yeah,
Like in the Dopo days, if I saw a character, it was like I'm pretty when I know when I'm not going to change my mind. I was never going to change my mind that DX19 because I'd sold the DX02
yeah,
because it was no, and I knew this one was coming out. I was never going to change my mind. I'm not going to change my mind on the in-art Joker. I
yeah.
recognize it is a risk. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like for things like it doesn't make sense, I suppose, dopoing things or pre-ordering now at the start of an 18-month wait.
Yeah.
It does make sense for me pre-ordering it when it's 6 to 3 months out, because
Mm-hmm.
then I can have it paid off. I can still use my payment plan, but I'm not tying
Mm-hmm.
the cash up. But
Yeah.
just before we go on and get the present of Dre's collection, so I'm going to address some of the chats. Really quick question for you. Riley Reviews. Riley, thanks very much for being here. So one half of the Wonder Twins. When are Dan and Dre starting up more streams? Putting you on the spot.
Soon, man. Now that I think both of our schedules kind of you know, are they're a lot more stable now. So I feel like yeah, we'll probably start doing quite a couple more
Good
pretty
stuff.
soon. Yeah.
And I'm going to leave you with this one for 1 second. I just have to go downstairs for 1 second. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Good.
Sorry, the host is
Sure, no
ditching
problem.
me. I'll be 1 second. But this is question for you. So, what figures do Dan and Dre think we may get from the Obi-Wan show? The floor is yours, folks.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'll let you answer this one.
I mean, besides the ones that we already seen at Star Wars Celebration, I think we're probably gonna get that Obi-Wan. We need to get an Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So I think the Obi-Wan in that like I don't know, those bummy garbs that he's wearing.
The dirtbag fit.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna get that. I'm hoping, and this is
That'd be cool.
just something that is just personal for me. Well, I mean, I don't really. I want a Padawan Anakin, so
Oh
episode
yeah,
2
that'd be
Anakin.
sick.
That's
Need that
what I
Padme
would
back.
want. I don't really care about the the Obi-Wan from episode 2. I didn't really like that look.
The Jesus.
Yeah. But other than that, hopefully we see. Damn, we need Vader with a different head sculpt, man. With the Anakin head sculpt, or like
the
battle
attachment
damaged one
that attaches, or at least like the suit up, you know, like that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
and they can do it too, because like the Empire one, like you're able to take off the helmet and you can see the back of his head.
Yeah.
So, dude, if they just fucking even did a removable or like cheesy fucking, oh, sorry, I'm cussing. But
Give us a
if they
second head sculpt too.
yeah, a
Like,
second head sculpt or like a helmet that's removable, make it look good, that it actually fits, or those are my choices. What I would want, honestly. I mean, Riva, whatever. I mean, her character is cool. Like I like she's playing the role correctly, I
yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as figure form, I don't really care for it to be in my collection.
Yeah, the Inquisitor
Um,
outfit to me the same. It's kind of like,
yeah, she's like the regular human one, but yeah, that's what I would want. What about you?
So I've mentioned this to you and maybe on other streams, but everybody in the chat, and even Shane too. If imagine if Hot Toys actually does something really cool, and they give us like the way they gave us Iron Man a suit up gantry, they gave us a suit up gantry for Vader. Back to tank, maybe in the background, you have all the machines putting his arms and limbs together. You see that, and they give us that Hayden. That's if they make that a DX, oh my god, I'd shit myself. I would. Sorry, cussing, but
You're all right. You're
I'd
okay.
I'd pay $650 for that. 100, no questions asked for
Sounds
a
like
beyond
DX.
the box.
Yeah, for a DX version of Vader suiting up like that. Oh man, I would. That would be just my all time. That'd just be amazing. But would Hot Toys ever do that? I don't know. They'd be
I think
smart if they did.
they kind of pretty much showed their hand with those cause babies, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like when they drop the cause baby, we typically see that figure,
Yeah.
don't we? So didn't they drop photos of the cause baby for Vader and Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. I go as far as saying is I think they're giving a lot of respect to the OG characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ewan McGregor is nailing it. I doubt anyone in the chat hasn't watched it, but I'm not going to spoil it. What Vader did in this episode was exactly what every single kid wanted to see for 40 years.
Oh yeah.
So I do think we're going to get to two of them, and I think that kid who plays Leia is great. I just think she's the right amount of sassy and kind of like she's confident, and some of the things she says, I'm looking at that going, man, that's exactly what she would say. But yeah, I think they're going to get a Vader and an Obi-Wan anyway. Do you have Vaders in your collection?
Yeah, I got one right here.
Yeah, I have two. Yeah,
you probably have Rogue One and
Rogue One and Empire Strikes Back.
I just have
40th
Empire
anniversary.
That's the 40th anniversary. Yeah, I don't have a Vader. And I originally hung 3 floating shelves because my idea was to have a quarter scale Marvel, a quarter scale DC, and a quarter scale Star Wars. And I have the Mark III. I've got that Dark Knight trilogy quarter scale on order, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that Vader with this head sculpt, the quarter scale one with the scar.
Yeah.
It looks very impressive, but it's not crazy pricey, but it's a lot cheaper than that Grand Moff Tarkin and Vader 2-pack.
Yeah.
But it's very impressive. Like, yeah, I think we're gonna get a Vader, and you know what? Like, hopefully it's one that looks like original trilogy, but also comes with swap out parts. Surely he's gonna get a lightsaber across the face. Come on. Come on. That's what we want. We want it breaking off to the side. You can see Hayden's.
I want to see those Sith eyes, man.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Let us know in the chat if you want that. A Vader that could double to the untrained eye. And when I say untrained eye, I mean mine, because I'm a bit colorblind when it comes to Vader. They all look similar or same to me. One that could, like, you put on your shelf, and to anyone who walks into your house, be like, that's Darth Vader from the original trilogy. But also you could swap out the parts and show that Hayden Christensen deformed head sculpt, the scar and the battle damage, maybe chest plate. Surely to God that has to happen.
Yeah.
Are my expectations too high for the last episode?
I mean, that's what I'm expecting, man. I hope so. I'm hoping so.
Right there with you.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. That is definitely. So we're on the present to Dre. Do you know? Do you know the body count? Do you know how many figures you have? Do you have any quarter scales? I'm saying this on purpose.
I know. So mine's is probably around the same. I would say about 60. I do not have any quarter scale Hot Toys. I used to own the Homecoming Spider-Man quarter scale. But then I don't know, I fell off of Marvel like everyone, and I just want to put it out there, apparently, it's like a trend to not, like Marvel right now. And,
that's weird.
People are kind of, saying that, like, oh, don't,
it's
don't
Marvel
follow or whatever. I don't know. Like, for me, I felt like, this is just me. It's my opinion. This is what I think. You guys can criticize me in the comments, but I always felt like, it's been a while, and I've been kind of like, off the Marvel train, and I've been pretty vocal about it.
Yeah.
So collect what you guys want to collect. But anyways, I do have quarter scales. I have statues. I will have one quarter scale statue, and then I have two quarter scale statues. Sorry, and then I have 3 1/3 statues. But my main priority is 6 scale. I love 6 scale. I think it's a perfect scale as far as like the size goes, as far as space and real estate in your collection room, or wherever you guys display your stuff. Third scale for me, or statues in general, these are going to be pieces that I think kind of acts, or like they kind of bring out the collection a little bit more. They feel a little bit more high end. Yeah, I don't know. Like 6 scale is high end, but when you see a statue, or you just like that, holy shit! Like I can't believe I spent $1,500 on this statue. I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's like, wow, I'm really grateful and blessed to be able to do that.
Yeah, like
And
that Joker
if it
behind you
wasn't
is sick.
like if it wasn't this statue, it'd be something else. We all have our vices, right? Some people it's cars, some people they collect other stuff like baseball cards, or whatever.
Shoes.
Exactly. So I'm totally in the 6 scale game right now. I do want more statues, but we'll see where it goes. I'm eventually, like Dan, gonna get rid of these details.
Module case.
Get module cases. Well, I already pre-ordered them, so who knows when they're gonna be here. So hopefully
you'll
there's
probably
more
get
space.
them just in time for your retirement, man. So no, they're beautiful. They are beautiful. I have to say, you follow the Jedi Knights Watch?
Yeah.
It's funny. Some YouTubers like I follow because their production values are just so good. Some YouTubers I follow because their photography, or they get figures really quick, and their reviews are very, very good. Some I follow for their personalities, and some I follow from like just a number of different things. Graham ticks a lot of boxes, and one of the things I love about him, he just, and the same as the 2E, when I see you on screen, you come across like, I'd love to have a pint with them. They just you come across sound like night, and Graham has that, like, I know he's a whiskey and cigar man, but maybe sometime in the future I get to have a whiskey and I don't even smoke, but like, I'd have a cigar with him. But shout out to the Jedi Knights Watch. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
Oh, I think I'm pretty much done. Or was there 2 parts to that question? Or?
No, that was it. That was pretty much just kind of summarizing the present. So we'll address the chat real quickly, and then we'll move on. So this is a good point. Had a small issue with payment plan. Put one on a fig that was due to release. Thought they'd reserve it, the fig, until it was paid. Didn't read the terms. Very interesting. They said to cancel it and put the plan on release on half. They said to cancel it and put the plan on release.
I'm not sure what that means.
He has a second comment down below.
Oh, right.
He's 1 of 2. Yeah.
Oh, right. That's it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was confused.
So I'm going to find that. So sure, we'll come across it when I go down to these. Really enjoying the solid perspectives. Thanks very much, Damon Zap. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
I got the Rogue One Vader. That is the one apparently that everyone raves about.
It's pretty cool.
It's going to happen. I'm going to get one of them, but I'm hoping you've got the Rogue One Vader and the 40 as well. Also, the chat is awesome. The chat, like, you can't say it enough. Like, that these shows, I would happily just have a Zoom with you and talk about collecting, because none of my friends collect. But the chat adds that it's where chat's where it's at. So when it's released, they said you can't put a payment plan on this figure. That's very strange. I presume that's with Sideshow, maybe, or I don't know.
He's talking about Toys Wonderland.
Oh, right. I see. So
That's
you
weird.
have to put the payment plan on prior to its release then. Would that be correct?
I'm not sure. I've done a payment plan before.
Interesting. No, actually, yeah.
I've done it.
I
Well,
put a
it's
payment
out.
plan in a DxO2, and I paid way too much for it.
Yeah, I did that for Doctor Strange, Infinity War.
I
Wow.
usually do PayPal paying for that. For me,
I did that too.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I have the quarter scale Vader, and I've always displayed him with the helmet. Might change it up. Yeah, that's a great thing about all the accessories. You can change up your figure by taking a head sculpt or helmet off and putting a head sculpt on, or changing an accessory or changing the pose, and it's a completely different. It just freshens it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, shiny. I've only ever done sideshow as far as the payment plan is figure. All right. Yeah. So he was talking about the other one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bloody hell, Shane! The head on that beer was shameful. I thought. I
I was gonna say
genuinely
some-
thought. I genuinely thought I dodged a bullet.
I didn't want
on
to call
that.
him out, but damn.
I am not representing the side. It was like ice cream. Most of it's up my nose. You can't win them all. No, that's respect. Empire Strikes Again. I like that. I do like that. I'll take that.
Damn.
My apologies. I love it. They need to make a 1/6 scale detail for your figs to put in their 1/36 collection into. They need to make a 1/6 scale detail for your. Like a 1/6 scale D-top to put the little figures in.
Yeah.
That's funny. For me personally, Star Wars DC are first loves. I had to put MCU in a distance third.
Yeah.
This is it. You can't get everything.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a big part of it. Yeah,
It's a big part of
big
it.
part of it.
Yeah.
For
Picking
me,
your
it's
lane.
all Star Wars and DC, mostly because Batman, and then two, it's like DC gets a lot of hate, so I've kind of like naturally wanted to give them more support. That's
succeed.
just
Yeah.
how I see it through my eyes. People hate on DC all the time. I love DC, Star Wars, and I wish they would make more. I want stuff from different movies, like not just those two, but. Sorry.
You know what? I think the vast majority of collectors in this game, I think the aged demographic of 6 scale collectors is pretty old. As in, I don't mean old. I mean even like people who are like, say, from their 20s onwards, because they're expensive. You do need a source of income.
Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure.
With that, I do think people, the older you get, you realize that things come in and out of fashion. And it's up to you to decide what you like, whether it's in fashion or not. So you kind of future-proof yourself or protect yourself against the FOMO and buying something that you're essentially not. You kind of know yourself, like. So I think people, that's like what we're seeing at the moment. Like DC, I wouldn't be collecting if it wasn't for DC. 1989 Batman was the first film I ever watched that I ever truly loved. You know what I mean? It was the first thing that made me want to get a figure or something like that of any sort of IP. So I'll always give respect to DC. I think you're dead right, Dan. Yeah, this is another dig at me, and I'll take it, and I deserve it. So this is Alan. Alan's from Liverpool. If you haven't followed the 6th Scale Gallery on Instagram, he does it. He just go on and follow at the 6th Scale Gallery. He does photography, but he seems to specialize in head sculpts.
Mm-hmm.
These head sculpts, when they knock it out of the park, which they tend to nail it 9 out of 10 times. I know you have your Ant-Man, your Tony Stark and stuff like that, but they are the outliers, the exception to the rule. They tend to knock it out 9 times out of 10, but when Alan does it, he just brings them up to a 10. They're fantastic, photography. Shiny, I could pre-order the figure with a payment plan, but for some reason I could put a payment plan on a particular figure released, even though they told me to do that. Interesting.
Yeah,
that is
weird.
Strange enough. All right, so this is number 3. Reissues. Give me your thoughts.
Ooh, that's a spicy topic. Reissues. I mean, okay, I'm probably like 90% of the same way as most people. I don't really care about reissues until it's a figure that I highly care for, because like, all right, so I see both sides of the coin. So let's give an example. Dark Side Anakin. I'm on the fence with it because like people are asking for this reissue and whatnot, and I think it's it's not really, it's too new for me for it to get reissued, but like you know, I'm all for like, you know, if you miss something and you know you just started collecting, you know, you just started collecting, you want to get that figure, you know, now you have a chance to get it at a reasonable price. I think that's fair. That's fine. But like at the same time, it's like, man, you know, I'm a collector. Like, you know, I want to have like unique stuff in my collection because, you know, if not, all of our collections would be the exact same. And but you know that there's that part of me as well that I feel like, you know, we should all have different stuff, you know, because it's like that's what makes it fun, you know, like, oh, I missed out on that. Like, you know, I missed out on the, you know, the Vader Tarkin 2-pack. And that's an amazing piece. And you know, reissues are cool. Like I just got the Mark V reissue just because I think that suit's really cool. I'm not the biggest supporter for reissues, but like, man, like if it's something I really, really like and I really wanted, as something that's iconic for me that I missed out, like I'm gonna get it. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you know, reissues, oh, they're terrible, and then the next minute go get them. Like I'm pretty neutral in that sense when it comes to those. But like, you know, I feel like they have their place for everybody. You know, it just depends on what type of collector you are. You know, me, like I don't know. I don't take it as personal as some people might, you know, for reissues. Like some people just really take it to heart and they're like, like, you know, I'm done with Hot Toys, man. Like they reissue everything. They don't reissue everything, but like, you know, sometimes, you know, a lot of these figures came out like 10, 12 years ago, man. Like, you know, I get the need for a 3.0, 2.0. I get it. That's fine. But like, yeah, man, I don't know. There's a lot of new collectors.
They're a business.
Yeah, and it's a business. Like I'm surprised by how surprised you know collectors actually are by all these companies doing these things, and they take it as shady. It's like, man, especially if you live in America, how is this news to you, man? Like we see this every day. There's companies everywhere that do this, man. It's like it's a capitalistic market, and like I don't know, people are just still so surprised by like some of the stuff these companies do, man. Like it's not a surprise. Like, you know, like a lot of companies do shady shit sometimes, and like I don't know, man. I just think reissues, they have their place for, you know, for certain things. Like, you know, not all of us have been collecting since the first Hot Toy ever released. So like, yeah, if they're, you know, like that's a good example is, I don't know, Terminator. It, you know, it's got 2.0, 3.0 a few times, and you know, yeah, I think it's, you know, I got it. You know, it's a great figure. If they reissue it, I don't think I'm going to be upset because I have the original DX13. You know, I'm not going to be, you know, crying about it if they do a DX35 and it's the Terminator.
I'll be crying tears of joy.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, you know, it doesn't take anything away from me. You know, and that's another thing. It also depends on money because some people do pay a lot for going back and getting some of these grails, and then when they reissue it, I get it. It's expensive. And it probably like will piss you off a bit because that happened to me. I got the DX12 for way more than I should have got it for, and then boom, the DX19 went up for pre-order. I was a little pissed, you know. I was talking to Dre about it. I was like, "Damn, I just got this thing, and they just fucking announced it." I was like, "Damn!" Like, it's happened to me. It's happened to me before, but you know, like I'm just like, I'm in the ballpark of like, okay, new figure. Better, it's better, you know, it just has upgrades. Like you know, I'm not gonna be upset with it if I get it, you know what I mean? If I sell mine now and get the new one, I'm not gonna, you know, be upset.
You're not gonna go on a rant about it. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, you know, some people, like I said, they take it very personal. They take it as like, oh, you know, they don't care about us as collectors.
They don't.
And they don't. Exactly. They're a company.
They don't.
They want that $250+ from you to, you know, and they don't care how much it's worth anymore. They
never numbered those boxes.
Yeah, and it, you know, and like, yeah, it's not like a J&D statue where the, you know, the price appreciates like 3 times the amount. Like, I don't know if you guys seen that Golden Armor Wonder Woman from J&D. That thing's like $4,000 now, $5,000. I've seen it. It's crazy.
Beautiful piece.
It is a beautiful piece, but it's like, you know, that's different because it's numbered, it's limited, and it's very, very, very high end. But like, dude, you know, Hot Toys, they're expensive. Yes, they are. We know. But I'm just, you know, I just don't like to. It's just weird seeing like, you know, other adults, you know, cry about such a thing that we see every day. I feel like they're just kind of oblivious to that. Like, you know, most of us, you know, we know these companies, like companies are companies, man. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So
It's like wait, you're releasing a new iPhone?
exactly, like
I thought you cared about me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They don't.
iPhone
So what,
reissue. Oh
yeah,
man,
damn it, I have the original. Do you know, the battery life lasts 5 minutes. What about
exactly.
you, Dre? What do
Yeah.
you think?
Um, yeah, I know this topic is yeah, I
Oh,
don't
this
know.
is
I
good.
don't
He's
know where
gonna
to
completely
begin.
disagree. I love it. Juice. Give me the juice. Don't
No, I mean
sugarcoat it now.
honestly, well, honestly, to give you my real answer, it's probably gonna you know, align itself with Dan's really because it's just truth, it's like how can I say it? It's just, when it's always nice to have something that, that you were able to get right and other people didn't get it. So it kind of, makes your item feel exclusive, even though we know it isn't, but I get it, back then Hot Toys was a different company, and
Yeah.
I want to say maybe the same for other companies, whatever scale. But nowadays, I've kind of changed my perspective of those aren't the days anymore. There's a lot more collectors out there nowadays, and these are companies that are just trying to make money. So I totally understand. I'm up in the air about it because I do like exclusivity. Um, and but I also do like reissues when it's something that I want in my collection.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's my honest answer. Like, it's a fucking, I'm sorry. It's just
Right.
it's just the way it is. I'm not gonna give
Yeah.
you like, well, I'm on this side of the coin, I'm on that side of the coin. Because for me, I'm in the middle. Um, I mean, reissues are like whatever.
Joe
I
P
don't
said
I,
it
I
pretty
don't
good.
even I love reissues when it's the figure I no
I love
exactly
his
Yeah.
honesty. I love his
exactly
Yeah,
honesty.
exactly.
that's just yeah, that's
It's
how a
just
lot of us
honest.
are. Yeah.
You
I think
know,
it's just honest because we want, of course we want the like, you can't get it now because you missed out on it, and it just makes your collection that more like
Unique.
valuable, unique, um man, this is a topic that is just I don't think there's one, good answer. I know some people
yeah.
are just like, well, reissues, like, I totally get it. Like Dan said, I get both sides of the argument. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot more I can
I'm
say.
gonna give you I'm gonna give you my take on it, if you don't mind. So
Yeah, go for it.
left and right, back to front land always messes me up here. If you've been watching any of my videos or being on the stream, you know that like my favorite piece is the Mark 6. It's the sideshow exclusive
It's a great piece.
diecast Mark 6
It's a great
with
piece.
the kind of suit up part from the Avengers Endgame. The triangular arc reactor, I just love that design. Plus, it's an old enough Iron Man that it's still a man in a suit of armor. It's chunky. As much as nanotech is slick, this thing's like the Mustang, and like the nanotech is like a Lamborghini or a Bugatti or something. This is like it's real suit of armor kind of vibes, like.
Yeah.
And the head sculpt, the bit you can see, obviously it's pre-nanotech, so it's just the faceplate comes off. The head sculpt's very, very good. The accessories good. Comes with battle damage. That is my favorite piece. If the house goes on fire, I'm running for this, and then I'll leave. So, if some new collector feels as passionately about the Mark 6 that I do, and they only started, and they reissue that tomorrow, and that kid, maybe especially if it's like a kid who's kind of like, maybe in high school or in college, and they don't have that much money, and they need to scrimp and save and work part-time job or birthday money to get that.
Yeah.
That actually makes me feel happy. Will I walk past this figure and go, oh, someone else has it now? I suddenly don't like it. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I will still look back and have a look at that. The second point about reissues, the monetary value. You hear people go, rumor has it they re-released that Mark V. That's from Iron Man 2. They re-released that Whiplash. That's from Iron Man 2. The Mark 6 is coming. Oh, you know what? That Mark 6 there is going for about €1,000 on eBay. You should sell that. You should sell that now. Smart thing to do. Sell that, and then they'll reissue it. You can buy it for like $300-400. It's like, okay. And what do I do in the meantime for the 2 years that is not on my shelf?
Exactly. Yeah.
So think
Yeah.
about this. I paid retail for it. I was very lucky. If I sell that for, let's say I managed to get double retail and I make profit of like $300-400 on it. That's what I have. Will that be worth more to me than the value I will get over the 2 years when I've pre-ordered the reissue? Will that $300 make up for the fact that he's not on my shelf and all the
No.
value? Every time I walk by, it catches my eye. That's why it is in the center of 5 details, third from the bottom. It will not. $300. Warren Buffett says the price is what you pay and the value is what you get. And the value I get from that little like hit of dopamine, priceless. Priceless.
Exactly, man.
So
priceless.
Reissues doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So
you hit that right on the head, dude. Yeah.
I try. I have my moments, but I'm just going to fly through some of these chats because I don't want to neglect the chat because they are the show. Agreed. Everyone just want to have a good time. That sounds like something you'd say at a festival, but I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Reissues are good for everyone. Are good for new collectors and old collectors that have some old damaged figures. Yeah, it's true. People, yeah, true. Or even people who will part with their figures just before the reissue is due to be announced, because usually there's rumblings. They usually have rumors going around, gives them a bit of an opportunity to sell if they want. Agreed, their service is amazing. The only time, I presume this is a sideshow, the only time I buy a figure from somebody else is if it doesn't have a head sculpt. I'm fine with reissues overall, especially if they change something. Yeah, that's fair, because they're going to improve their technology, their paint apps, their loads of these. My thoughts exactly. The Don Prime. Shout out to the Don Prime as well. I've never spoken to the man, but I've seen him on Geeking Out, and he also was wearing an Irish rugby jersey in one of the live streams, which I commented on, and he said he got it in Shannon Airport in Ireland, and that's literally the town I grew up in. So shout out to the Don Prime. That's why it goes back to collect what you love. 100%. 100%. I managed to grab an extra Boba Cycler rifle, grabbing a transport trooper this week. Project Mayfield, nice one. You're getting that Bill Burr. Didn't consider Hot Toys a company that is producing limited edition collectibles. Therefore, I don't get disgruntled. Great word, facts. Disgruntled. Yeah, facts. Yeah,
100% right.
If you're happy with it, it should exactly. I don't care if the dogs in the street have that Mark 6. I still love it. The exact reason I'm hesitant about collecting backwards, yeah, don't do it. I'm gonna air my dirty laundry here. As much as I love the DX,
it's a gamble for sure. Yeah.
You mentioned the DX12. I bought the DX02. It was a statue. It was rubber stick. Like the DX19 has a neoprene undersuit, basically like Under Armour. It's flexible, has the pads on top of it. The DX02, although based on the exact same suit, was a rubber suit with a body underneath that wasn't strong enough to hold the pose. It was a statue. The eyes were googly. The faceplates were awful. The ankles, I'm pretty sure, were broke. I went from the Devil's Workshop and I put on a payment plan. I paid about €600 for it. I messed up. The one of the few occasions
everyone
I
does
worked
it.
backwards. I unboxed it. I was disappointed, and I sold it and I took the L. But it was a learning curve.
Exactly. Yeah. It's happened to me.
It's like people need to hear that, especially new collectors. Like, don't work backwards unless you're getting a solid deal. I'm okay with reissues. The one thing I can't understand about people being upset is the reissue of an exclusive that if they only change an accessory, it's okay. It's okay. It's a fair enough point as well. I think we'll have to agree to disagree, but I see where you're coming from. Invest in toy companies like Hasbro. Yeah, exactly. If you want to make money, get a job or invest in stocks or.
Yeah. You're not going to do that flipping these figures, man. You're not going to. You're going to take an L every time.
No.
Yeah.
Again, not to get off topic, but Bitcoin and the crypto market is seriously down. If you are not a fan, that's fair enough. I recommend everyone read the book called The Bitcoin Standard. It outlines how money works, basically, and it does reference Bitcoin, obviously, heavily. But because it's crashed so far now, people don't make money in the bull runs when the price is going high. It's too late then. People make money who have the patience to buy when it drops, but it's such the hardest thing to do, to invest in something that has lost its value. But it's worth looking into it. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it is something. So I agree with Don Prime there. There's easier ways to make money. Yeah, nice Don Prime. I would like to see an Alien Ripley 100%. Probably my favorite heroine of all times. Don Prime, Deadpool, Red Suit Ripley, Power Loader 2.0 would be amazing. Not technically a reissue since the Power Loader, basically like a model. Just reissue the 1989 Batman and stuff to read. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll take it.
I'll take that.
Yeah, 100%. I think Ezra Miller has set that back a bit though.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn.
So I need to reissue the Mark 2, 3, 4, 5.
Me too.
The 6 is coming. The 6 is
too.
coming. The 6 is coming. So it doesn't make sense not to reissue or release legacy or core characters. In that sense, it's a bad business model. Yeah, they're trying to make money, and that's their job. It's like in other news, water is wet. I picked up a Hot Toys Whiplash as I missed it the first time round, and I'd say the Mark 6 is coming. Hot Toys going back to the cow this summer from 4 Iron Man milk. Yeah. No problem. Don Prime. Fingers crossed, Mark 46. That guy, you know that guy in every single stream ever who says reissue
Mark 46, yeah.
I love his
every comment.
Yeah. Everyone's putting in their orders now for reissues. It's hilarious. Dutch and Predator.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
2.0.
yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Yes.
Yeah, because in fairness, like Dutch and Predator, once they were released, they didn't exactly stick around. Sorry, I had to do it. Get to the chopper. Dad jokes all the way. A reissue of Obi New Star Wars came out in 1977. Star Wars came out in 1977. 5 years time, it's 50 years since A New Hope. They're not going to let that go by. Yeah. You're going to get the bagels, Princess Leia. You're going to get Farm Boy Luke. Depending on what mood Harrison Ford is, you might actually get a Harrison Ford. So we're going to just bring it on to the future. And I'm going to start with Dan. So this is the hard one. It's very easy to describe how it started, very easy to describe where you're at now. In terms of going forward, in terms of sustainably, like in terms of space, in terms of budget, in terms of like, how are you going to sustain it? Are you going to pick a lane? Are you going to continue? Would you entertain a thought of quarter scales and statues? How do you view your journey continuing? I just have to go for 1 second. I can still hear you, but the floor is yours.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man. In terms of sustainability, man, I just, for me, I just had to stop with the Marvel figures for too long because, like, when I first started collecting, I was getting everything, man. I was getting Marvel, Star Wars, DC. I was getting some of the one-offs. I was getting everything, man. And then I realized, like, and I've mentioned it before, is like, man, you can't really do that because, like, your wallet's gonna really be hurting, man. And like, I went through that and early on, and so like now, like nowadays, like I kind of slowed down. I picked my lanes. Like I can mainly collect Star Wars, DC, and a couple one-offs. But like that doesn't mean that like I don't like the Marvel stuff, man. I love the Marvel figures, and I'm still gonna have a few coming and on the way. But like, yeah, man, I'd say like, for the future, like I'm just gonna be more selective, man. And in terms of like other collectibles like statues and whatnot, I think that 1 or 2 statues for me is quite enough. Statues are great, but I just feel like for me personally, I just need that 1 or 2 centerpieces, man. That's all I need in terms of statues. But yeah, man. It's just, for my advice is just like pick your lanes, collect what you are truly attached to, and then yeah, it's just I think it'll work out better, man. Because like I've been there, I've been there, I've tried to collect everything, fucking got way too expensive really quick, had to sell some stuff, just, nothing too bad, just just to make space, man. Like, and another thing in terms of space, That's another thing, man. It's another problem us collectors have is space, dude. And it's just it's rough sometimes. Like for me, like I'm getting rid of all these details behind me, because I have module cases on the way. So that'll help with my space problem. But like,
Significantly.
yeah, and then
I've heard the footprint of the same footprint you put a detolf on, you put a module case there, it's nearly like 3 times the amount of space for
yeah,
figures.
yeah, one
Have you
of
seen
the
Mario's setup? Mario's
yeah,
setup?
Oh, it's nice.
dude, one case
Mm.
can probably fit about half of these figures, like pretty much like more than half, probably
Mm.
three shelves worth. One of those can do 3 shelves worth. So it's like that's gonna help me out a lot because now I can like put figures vertically and like I can store a lot more. But yeah, man, I just feel like space is definitely a big problem for us. And like if you don't have a lot, it's kind of hard to keep collecting because then you're gonna have to keep stuff in boxes or whatever storage, however you do it. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to manage all that, and it's just like, yeah, it's just a tough thing to kind of deal with, and especially for me, like I don't have the biggest place in the world to to collect. So for me, module cases was definitely the right move. Because like, man, I'm already like, when I first moved into this spot I'm at now, like, dude, I had so much space because I didn't have, I was picking and choosing what I wanted to display. And as the months have gone by, like, dude, I'm running out of space already. So like, those module cases definitely need to come in handy.
I think it'd be a good idea. Yeah, probably be especially if you're tight for space. It'll be
Yeah,
there's pros and cons. I think Graham, again from the Jedi Night Watch, he is very honest with the his outline, his thoughts on the module cases versus detail, because he still says when we're streaming together, he'll still say, "Oh, one figure per shelf. I love that look."
yeah,
Like, but so he still likes that. He's not like, "Oh, I've got module cases now; they're better." He said it's not that clean cut. There's so much about the module cases that are positive, and then
yeah,
there's some drawbacks. There's so much about the details that are positive, but then there's some drawbacks. There's it's again, it comes back to the individual. So
exactly.
Dre, what about you? So where sustainability into the future, like space, budget, picking lanes, where do you see it
Hmm.
going?
I kind of see myself, kind of staying in the same. As far as collecting, I'm just strictly 1/6 right now. I stopped 112. It's been a few years now. I'm trying to sell off my 112 collection. Just haven't had any time. Statues, I don't see myself getting any in the near future, but there are some great pieces that if I had all the money in the world, all the space in the world, I would be accumulating more of those. But for now, I think I'm just gonna go with Star Wars. Star Wars is, super big right now. And I know everyone's hanging, from their nutsack. But like you said, Shane, us, we kind of grew up with Star Wars, and we're relatively in that age group where it's relevant to us, and I don't think Star Wars is ever going to go anywhere ever.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
so
timeless.
Star Wars, DC. I might, still collect some Marvel, every now and then. But I'm just going to be honest with you guys and the viewers. Like, let's say for every figure that they re-release and I have it already, best believe I'm going to sell the one I have to get the newer and improved one. I don't need two in the collection unless it's like Batman or Joker or Luke Skywalker, Anakin, Vader. These are key characters that I think I can have different versions of them in the collection
Yeah,
and be okay with it. But
Hmm.
that's just kind of how I collect, like one, because of space, right? You kind of get rid of the old one to get the new one. And I always go back to this car analogy, right? Like every time, they make a new car, like you said, Shane, an iPhone, right? You got to upgrade. Um, so that's how I kind of look at, Hot Toys too. And some people may not like that or whatever, like, oh, I'll never sell whatever. Well, that's you. You do whatever works for you. Um, but as far as space goes, yeah, definitely gonna get rid of these details. Gonna get module cases in soon. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these yet. I think I'm gonna try to sell these details because I don't have a lot of space as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll have more space. And I've been collecting for a long time, so I don't see collecting in general going anywhere. I think
Yeah.
I've invested too much time, and this is like my passion, my hobby.
Yeah.
You know, I
It's not a
love this.
phase. It's part of
Yeah,
you. It's
it's
a
Yeah.
lifestyle choice. Like it's like a
ex-
yeah, it's a
exactly.
passion.
And then
Yeah, yeah.
especially now that like me and Dan, we put ourselves out there, and like we're doing live streams with you know with yourself and others in the community. It's I think that's what makes it fun to
Oh yeah.
collect is just having someone to talk to about it, and then just
Yeah.
discussing like new releases and shit like that. And that's what I like about collecting the most is being able to like show off to your buddy that is in the collecting game, like, oh shit, I got this, and I
Yeah.
think, and you guys can have a discussion about it or just relive, your best childhood moments. But that's where I'm at with the collecting game. Yep.
100%. Sounds great. And just in time. So look, this is the last focus question. And again, thanks very much for being here, and thanks very much to all the people in the chat for being here.
Of course.
Thanks for having
So
me.
this is the one I really, really like to finish. The do you know what's coming? Do you know what's coming? Have you seen?
No.
You seen? No. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because people can prep for this. So this is the focus question I like to finish all the live streams on, and the reason I do this is because when I first started watching live streams, I love the 6 scale scavengers. I have like 4 of their shirts. I just really like the way the guys conducted their live stream. Really, really good. And it was the first question, the first comment I ever wrote in the live stream that was actually called out was this. I asked the panel, it was TC, it was Brian Fontaine, and it was and Chris Leddy. I asked him, this is a bit dark now, but hypothetically, your house goes on fire. You have time. You have time to rescue 3 1/6 scale figures.
Oh,
not 4, only 3. A 2-pack counts as 2. Let's not. So, what are your 3 fire figures? And again, I'm not saying fire the way all the kids say fire. I mean, if your house is literally on fire, what are the 3 figures that are coming with you?
Damn. Ooh.
Chat, feel free to participate.
Fuck.
It's a head melter.
I think number 1 for me,
the
BVS.
Disrespect of this question.
BVS Batman's my first one. I got to think of you said 3, right? 3. BVS Batman's 1. I have to take that one. Damn, that's a hard one. Yeah, BVS Batman. Darkseid Anakin 2. And I believe, I think I'd probably take the DX13 as well. Those 3. But
what? That's the Terminator 2, isn't it?
Terminator 2 battle damaged. Someone also said, where did it go? Just burn me with my collection. Yeah, just fucking burn me with my collection. I think that's the stance I'd probably take.
So you're going DX13, BVS Batman,
burn in the back. Yeah,
BVS Batman, DX13, and Darkseid Anakin. They're I suppose I don't like saying the G word, but that's what they are.
Yeah,
that's all right. Good stuff. Thanks for playing my crazy, silly games. Now, Dre.
Dude, this is very hard. Very hard.
Listen, we're not letting you leave, and then you come up with them. So
I think for one, I think the very first one I'd probably grab is going to be a New Hope Han Solo.
That's a great one.
Yeah, they are. They're like hen's teeth.
Yeah, he's my favorite good guy in all of Star Wars. Who else? Damn, probably gonna have to be. It might be that BVS Batman too. I gotta take Batfleck.
Seems to be a popular one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
we have
BVC.
We have 1/6 scale man,
BBC
aka
and-
Benny Buttcheeks, in the
Oh Jesus.
in the chat. His episode is starting in 20 minutes time.
Oh shit. Honestly, damn, if I could get something too. Damn, I don't know, man. I might take this third scale with me, just pick them up and
No,
sell 'em.
no, that's not part of the deal. Sorry,
it needs to be 6 scale. It needs to be 6.
Has to be
Okay.
6 scale. I
So
want
a New
I want
Hope
to put
Han
you under
Solo.
pressure.
Okay, a New Hope Han Solo. Definitely BVS Batman. And I guess I'm gonna go with
Damn.
fuck, this is so hard, man. This is very tough. I guess damn it. I guess I'm gonna take RoboCop with me too.
That's a
Good
sick-
choice. So
take RoboCop
RoboCop,
with me.
BBS Batman,
Yeah.
and is it a New Hope Han Solo?
Yeah.
that's
You're
a
taking
good
the man. They're icons. I really appreciate you guys actually racking your brains and thinking about it, because I think Mario said,
That's
that's a
tough.
2-pack. Can I
Tough.
bring them? And I was like, no.
one.
So, folks, massive thanks to the chat. Massive thanks to Dan and Dre. If you haven't already subscribed to Sixth Scale Reviews on YouTube, or if you haven't already subscribed to 1/6 Figure Focus on YouTube,
Hit that like
hit
button.
the like
people.
button, hit the subscribe, and help us out. Really quickly, folks, what's coming up on your channel?
Well, waiting on that Nightmare. I think we're both waiting on that Nightmare Batman and Superman 2-pack. That's gonna be awesome. Maybe we'll do a double unboxing like we did with Django. That'd be kind of cool. We just kind of like
Yeah, I'll be down for a live.
we just kind of like if you guys haven't seen it, we just kind of like we both had a Django Fett and we opened it together on separately in our live stream, and we got our first reactions, man, like because how like when you open the box and you're by yourself, you're kind of talking to yourself like, damn, this looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of see us and you see what we think of the figure, and I feel like it's a very relatable thing to kind of see, because like you're like, damn, I do that too. But yeah, I think that's coming out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then more live streams. Like I said earlier, our schedules are kind of stabling out, so now we kind of can focus on getting a live stream like day going maybe. And yeah, I mean we typically don't live stream a lot, but maybe like a bi-weekly kind of thing, because there's not always something to talk about, in my opinion. Like I feel like
fair, yeah.
in terms of like news and whatnot, like I definitely don't mind like having conversations like this, man, like really getting to know people, talking like and not just like content creators, man, like a lot of the guys out in the chat, man, like I would very much like to pick everybody's brain about how they collect. And I just feel like it's fun, man. It's just fun to sit here, like talk shit, you shoot the shit with each other, and like just talk figures, man. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And like especially for like
folks
who don't have somebody to like have that conversation with, so
exactly.
Like, it's just fun. It's a fun thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to like the invitation, definitely like see it. You have a lot of staples there in the collecting community. Naturally, for the Visions live streams, I'm reaching out to content creators and reaching out to people in the chat, but I'd really love to get someone from the chat like who'd be willing to come on, so it's like someone we've never seen before and get an interesting take as well, like in just a different perspective. But folks, I really do appreciate you coming on. I really enjoyed the conversation and listening to your journey. Like I just always find those things. It's the type of live stream that I'd like to watch myself, to be honest. And massive thanks to the people in the chat. I'm going to keep it short because I haven't really eaten today, so I want to go and get some food, because I have about like 10 minutes before the next live stream start. The next thing that's going to happen on the 1/6 Figure Focus YouTube channel is in about 16 minutes. We're doing episode 4 of Visions, and we have a special guest on it. It's Lael, the 1/6 scale man, aka Benny Buttcheeks. Apparently that's what he goes by. Apparently that's what he goes by. So you know who he is, and if you want to see like just 1 hour, 15, depends how we're going. Basically just him outline his past, present, and future of his collecting journey. So thanks a million, folks, and pretty much leave it there, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck.